So we don't have the schedule yet, but we do know our opponents, and that's enough to tell you exactly what kind of season the Washington Commanders are going to walk into. There's statement games, trap games, and one massive moment for us UK fans. The Commanders are coming to London. Tonight, we're breaking down the full opponents list. We're calling the toughest matchups, predicting the record, and taking your takes live from the chat. So don't go anywhere, because at the end of this stream, you'll know whether this team is playoff ready or not. Drop your record predictions in the chat right now. And on with the pod. So hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 1 Point Safety Show with me, Scott Hartley, and my glorious co-host, Scouse Andy. How are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, mate, I'm good. I'm excited for this schedule release, So, yeah, it'll be something new to talk about as well, so always good.
It certainly will be something to talk about, which is awesome, because at the moment, obviously, it's dead time within Washington Commanders lands. You've got a few, we'll talk a little bit about rookie mini camp, but let's be honest, it's people running around in shorts and pants. I'm not interested in, talking really much about that. But we'll get into the schedule, which will be great. And obviously, we'll talk a lot about the London games. Ian, Scott G, Rod, thank you all for being with us. Evening to you all. We appreciate you being here. As always, we love this community, mate, that we've got going. It's what we do. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for. Firstly, apologies for last week, but Scouse was working. He's got a new job, and he's away out and about doing his thing. So apologies for that. But yeah, these things happen, mate. Life takes over. But I'm glad you're good, Scouse. But we'll get into it then, mate. We'll do the opponents breakdown. We'll look at kind of what we know and what we don't know. There's been a lot of schedule leaks at the moment. Obviously, 1 a.m. our time, 8 p.m. I think is the schedule released tonight. So we just missed out on it, unless we have a look. But let's go through what we kind of know already. So I'll pull up the schedule sort of now. So it's been very widely reported that we are at Philadelphia Eagles, 4:25 Eastern on Sunday the 13th at Lincoln Financial Field. Tough way to start the season, mate, against Philly.
Absolute shithole.
It is, but tough. It's a tough one. And then we know we're playing Seattle. Apparently it's the 27th of September, which is a Sunday. I think that's week
three, isn't it?
Week three, yeah.
Yeah.
Then week 4, we have the Colts, obviously over at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which we'll get into a bit later on. And then the other ones we know is the 19th of October, which I think is week 6, against San Francisco at Santa Clara Levi Stadium. 1st of November, Sunday, Northwest Stadium at home to the Philadelphia Eagles. The 8th of November, Los Angeles Rams at home. MetLife on the 12th, Thursday Night Football. Away at New York Giants, 8:15 kickoff on Prime. Then we have the 23rd of November, Cincinnati Bengals, 8 p.m. Eastern, ABC, ESPN for that one. And then we are the 6th of December at Tennessee Titans, Nissan Stadium, 1 p.m. Houston Texans, Sunday the 13th, 1 p.m. And that's at home. And then at home to the Falcons on the 20th of December. And then there's a few that are to be decided, which is the Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Jags, the Cowboys again, at home to the Giants, and at M&T Bank Stadium, Minnesota Vikings, which I'm certain Scott will be looking forward to. So, yeah, man, it's one of them. I've just taken a leak. Someone tell the NFL. Yep, no worries, Burrows. That's what we'll do. Definitely. You're more clued into Roger Goodell than we are. We've met him too, but you're more clued up. So give him a ring and see where we're going. Cowboys on the road.
Burrows knows Goodell's leak, if that makes sense.
Pipe. But yeah, Commanders on the road week 2 apparently. But there you go.
Yeah, and that's what Scott G mentioned as well. It's week 2.
Wow,
Dallas. Man.
So Philly followed by Dallas, followed by the Seahawks,
yeah,
followed by the Colts. So What do you think of that then? I mean, the hot take is our first win going to be in London?
It could be. It could very well be, especially if we're away at both. Are we at Dallas? Yeah, we're at Dallas. So, yeah, 2 away games to start the season. And then a brutal home game. Okay, home opener, great. But, yeah, Seattle's going to be no joke, man. I mean, they absolutely abused us last season. I mean, I know hopefully we'll be a different team this year. But, damn, like, that was the biggest brutal beatdown we got all season was from Seattle. And they stopped playing after the third quarter. So yeah, that's worrying. And then they've got a long trip to London, play the Colts, who were a playoff team last season. Danny Jones always plays well against us. Out of any team he ever plays against, he always plays well against us.
Won't be fit, will he?
He can be available for London. Saying that, but it's
okay.
But again, you could be wrong with that one. But if he is playing and he is kind of fit, he always causes problems. So. So it's going to be an interesting match there too. So, yeah, it's going to be brutal, man. The start's going to be brutal.
It's going to be hard if that is the schedule as we look at right now. It's going to be very, very difficult. I mean, Philly, we can talk a little bit about the NFC East. Let's do that, mate. Let's talk a little bit about the East as a go. I think Philly are on the downward trend, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I know people. What I mean by that is I don't see them being a 12, 13, 14 win team. I just can't see it. Are they going to be competitive and win 9 or 10 games? Yeah, most likely. Like you're going to see them in the hunt. You know what I mean? Every week in the hunt, and they may just miss out on the playoffs. They may get in.
They're just too talented. That's the problem. I know that you might say they've lost a couple of players here and there, but they always draft well, and they do make trades, and when they make trades, they make good trades. So it's a tough one because I say Harry does do a good job over there, even though I don't like the guy. I don't think he's a player.
He does. He really does. You've got to give him his due. Yeah, he's good at doing what he's doing.
The hardest part is keeping the egos in check. That's the problem with Philly. All the egos of the players. AJ. I know AJ Brown might be on his way out, but AJ Brown, quarterback, Saquon, all the rest. They've all got their own ego, and it's very hard to manage all of them. But when you're thinking about it, they're still going to be there. They're still going to be, 11, 12 win team. In my book, I think they're going to be around that at least. So which means they're going to be playoffs. Or may even win our division, but 12 wins. So kind of,
I don't know, I'm looking at this and thinking, how competitive is this division going to be? I mean, like you said, AJ Brown probably on his way out. What have they replaced him with? Not a great deal. I mean, they've got a wide receiver out of Green Bay. I can't remember the rest of it, whoever they've got. Hollywood Brown, I think, is there. I mean...
Yeah, but they got Lemon, didn't they?
Was it? Yeah, they did. They did get Mekhi Lemon. You're right. Absolutely, yeah.
That's the replacement for AJ, even though you might think maybe Devonta Smith being the wide receiver 1 and having Lemon as the 2. But I think Smith is, he's not AJ Brown, but he is a low wide receiver 1 in my book. I think he is. So I think he can take over that mantle for them. But as you know, you just don't know what game you're going to get from their quarterback, because he's so inconsistent with his passing accuracy. It's crazy, to be honest. I mean, if he wasn't so good at the tush push, he wouldn't even be an NFL quarterback in my book. I just think he's that bad at. No, some games he can be great, but most of the time his accuracy is awful.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this now, and I mean, AJ Brown is wide receiver 1 there. Devontae Wicks, not too bothered about him. Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Darius Cooper, Hollywood Brown, and Mekhi Lemon. Yeah, that does. Elijah Moore as well is there.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously it's a big step down if you do get rid of Brown, which more likely will happen. That is a big step down. But again, as I say, they're probably still going to be sticking with the run, the tush push, quarterback runs.
How long do you think they can do that? Genuinely, like how long do you think they can continue to do that before the NFL finds out, or teams are saying, you know what, we've got an answer to this?
I think the problem is that it's very difficult to actually stop it, and no team's found a way to do it. I mean, you might stop it once or twice in a game, but you won't stop it every time, or 9 out of 10 like you're hoping you would do on the 4th and 1s. It's just a very difficult play to stop because just how it's set up. And I do think they cheat it. I think a lot of times that the O-line is in offside positions and the referees don't give it. And then as soon as a defender's anywhere near the neutral zone, that's it. It's instant flag. You know what I mean? And it's just like, come on. That's the problem. The NFL are letting it happen.
Yeah, you're not.
You don't have to ban it, but get the guys actually set up properly. Do you know what I mean? Like get the O-line set up properly with it. But yeah, I mean, because that would stop a lot of it. I think then a defender might actually have a chance. But
agreed. I don't disagree, man. I think it'll be interesting to see where they go. I think their offensive line is getting older. Do you know what I mean? And it's getting to the point now where it's there you go. Yeah, the O-line. Look at the helmets; they're literally on top of the D-line. It's a joke. Yeah. I know what you mean. We're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Burrows. We got it. We got it. Scouse is the biggest advocate and complainer of that when it happens. We see it all the time.
I can't stand it. I just think it's a shit play, and it's borderline cheating. To be honest, so because of where it's set up, how they're set it up, how the O-line is set up for it, and the NFL referees don't do anything about it. So that's what pisses me off more than the execution, and teams trying to stop it and they can't. It's a great play because someone can't stop it. But it's just how it's set up. If you let the D lineman do the same thing, okay, then. You see what I mean? But they don't. They've got to be that half yard off. Then that's it. That's the 1 yard taken.
Even the people outside Scouts know that. You know what I mean? They can hear that they're fuck the Eagles is what I just heard there with the beeping. So, but no, man, the Cowboys. We'll get on to the Cowboys. I mean, looking at their team, I think they're still going to be competitive. Do you know what I mean? I mean, with George Pickens, with CeeDee Lamb.
Are they going to sign Pickens or what? Are they going to sign him or what for long term?
You'd hope so. I mean, they've got Mingo, they've got Valdez Scantling. They don't really fill me full of any joy. But less Kevontae Turpin. We know what he can do. Less said about him, the better. I think they'll be competitive as they all. They'll be competitive as they always are. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to wow you with everything. But again, I think this is the return for me of the NFC beast rather than the NFC least. You know what I mean? I'm looking at this and thinking to myself, this could be an absolutely really competitive division next year. We have no idea what the Giants are going to do with Harbaugh in charge.
But that's the thing. They've got proven quality head coach. Who knows how to coach, who knows how to get the best out of players, who knows how to do things, who knows how to win in the NFL. That makes a big difference. It really does. So it's it's just one of them for me. It's, as I say, I think it's going to be a very difficult division this year. I really do. I think, if we don't get ourselves right, that we're going to be the fourth. Do you know what I mean?
I don't. I mean, we could well do, and it's a brutal start, as you said. Looking at that, what's been leaked already from the schedule. So, if it does end up like that, I mean, I tongue in cheek said, "Oh, what do you think? Week 4 will be our first win." It could well be.
I mean, do you really think well be Seattle? I mean, I don't think so. But again, I say like everything. You only go on a last season. What we've done in play. In the draft,
they've lost big players as well. Like Walker was a good running back who's gone to the Chiefs. So it's
But didn't they get Price? Like my favorite running back.
Oh yeah, they did actually. You're right. Yeah.
So I was like, well, besides Love, I think Price is the next best running back in the draft. I mean, I know people might disagree with that, but I think he's second best in the draft. So, I think he's a better route runner. He's a better route runner than Love, and I think he's got better hands than Love as well. So, I mean, that's what they've gone with. See what I mean? And he's still got Charbonnet when he's back as well. I mean, he might not be
true. Yeah.
So they've still got the two-headed beast there at running back, and so Charbonnet will be back for the season. So, it's going to be. I say, I don't think we're going to win that game. I mean, I don't even think our luck. I've gone first home game of the season, winning most of them. Winning all of them, I think, haven't we? Since we've been going first game of the first
we have.
But if we go to that game, we're not winning that one. Our luck's run out of that one because I just think Seattle's by far a better team.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, I mean, the teams I can see on the schedule right now that I would say, oh yeah, we've got a good chance of beating. I mean, the 49ers, depending on what their running game does, is Christian McCaffrey still injured?
We're going across country and we're playing on prime time.
Yeah, I know.
So we
and
don't play well on prime time. So this is
True.
another problem.
The Bengals, that looks like a primetime game, Monday Night Football again. I mean, that's going to be tough at home, but we've got a chance to definitely win that.
That's a winnable game because their defense is always shocking. I mean, let's face it, they spend all their money on their offense. If you can get to Joe Burrow, you've got a chance. But
the Titans, yes. The Texans, yes. Falcons always play close.
Defenses in the league. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of
I know.
And do you get the Stroud of a couple of years ago or last season Stroud?
Oh, true.
So if you get 2 years ago Stroud, then we're in pain. We got a big problem there. So it just depends on his wide receivers. Are they going to be fit? You know, are they going to have Nico Collins available? Is Tank Dell ever going to come back? We just don't know because that was a horrible injury that Tank Dell had. I mean, I love Tank Dell. But yeah, he had a horrible injury. You don't know if he's going to come back or not. And I don't know what he did in off-season. Did he get better receivers? I think he did get one in draft. I just can't remember who.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly who it was either. But yeah, it's just...
Scott, you avoid a tough matchup to try and boast about your home our record about being in the first home game of the season.
Yeah,
you know what? Yeah. It's not. Well, I don't think it's week.
As Ian said, he reckons it's week 7 for a bye week, and you think it's week 5, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be
normally you get a bye week straight after an international game. I haven't seen it where it's not been done before like that. So it'd be interesting to just come straight back to.
The only one that won't happen is obviously the start of the season with the Rams going over to Australia.
Yeah,
they won't have a bye week 2. You know, that's never happening. So. But they're starting early, though. Do you know what I mean? I think they're Thursday night, aren't they? On the opening game of the season. It was a Wednesday night. I can't remember.
Thursday, yeah.
Is it Thursday? So then... Oh, that's actually gone through, Scott. We're playing Giants week 5.
Yeah, playing Giants week 5, yeah. Yeah, I've got that there.
We get these leaks, man, because it's making us look silly.
12th of November, 8:30. So that's a night. That's an evening game on that. So
Saturday, that isn't it? It's a Saturday, 12th of November. Thursday night, 12th of November.
Thursday night football. Thursday night football. Yeah.
So look at all these primetime games we're getting, man. We're getting. We've got 2 Monday night games you just mentioned. We've got the game against the Eagles week 1.
Yeah.
We've got the. Just as you just mentioned, I think you're on Thursday night.
Thursday night football there.
So we've got 3 or 4 primetime games. I think you can only get 5 or 6, isn't it?
Yeah, normally. I mean, what do you think though about
which is a primetime game? Even though it's primetime for us.
I mean, looking at this, you've got Dallas, New York, Philly, obviously. Now I could see potentially. You know, we might sweep the Giants again, which I think we can do.
I just don't think we will.
I think we. Hi, Yam. Thanks for being with us. I think if we look at maybe 1-1 with all of them teams, that's 3. There's 3 wins. Rams and the Seahawks.
Season here. You're looking at
all season. I'm looking at who we've got. Rams and the Seahawks. Can't see any wins there. Being honest. Arizona, Cardinals, that's a win. That's 4 for me. 49ers, probably not. Falcons.
I think we should beat them. We've got a good record against the Falcons. I think they're probably going to be the worst team we're going to play this season.
I agree.
I think Atlanta are going to be the worst team.
Vikings.
You don't know what you're going to get from them. You don't know how good
it's going
to be for them and how the system's going to work out. But if we're playing them later on in the season, they're probably going to be better than what they are to start because obviously, new players are settling in, especially quarterback and stuff like that. So if you're playing them later on in the season, that's a problem.
Texans again, it's winnable. Don't know. Colts, that's the win. So I'm at 6 wins so far. Titans 7 wins. Jacksonville Jaguars. It depends which Trevor Lawrence turns up again. You don't know how.
I think we do well against the Jags, so I think we'll beat the Jags. I do think we beat the Jags.
And then the Bengals.
And again, we have good games against them. It's always high-scoring games. If Jaden's available, then I think we've got a chance. I really do. I think it's a 50-50 game, but I do think we can win it.
That's kind of what it boils down to. I mean, okay, I'll get this one out to you then, Scouse. I'll ask you the
Let's
question.
go to week 16 Christmas weekend. Yeah. So that they're going to be, if they're fighting for a playoff spot, that's going to be a tough game as well, man. Like, it's
100%.
If they're going to be, obviously, like anybody, if you're reasonably healthy at that time of the season, that's going to be a tough game too. So yeah, man, say it's not fun for a third place schedule. This is not fun. This.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It is really hard. I mean, what do you think then? 5 to 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins. Has it got to be playoffs or bust?
Well, I think Dan Quinn's will be on the hot seat if we're nowhere near the playoffs. I'll tell you that. He's got a lot of rope, shall we call it, a lot of leeway. But last season he cut into that quite a bit because we were poor last season. So, he's probably lost half his rope just from one bad season. So
agreed, yeah.
So it's kind of like, it might not be red hot, but it's definitely warm. And he's got to do something. And the big risk again is having we mentioned it a few weeks back, 2 brand new coordinators, as in like rookie coordinators.
Now, and we don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. They might be brilliant. These guys might be unbelievable. These guys might be like, literally Flores 2.0 on defense, and Blauer's the new McVeigh or something like that. Then we got a chance. And we can win more games than we think we are right now.
And health is the key issue here as well.
I'm hoping for that, but again, it's the first year of them. They need to settle in. The system needs to be settled in. It takes time. But the problem is Dan Quinn's on the warm seat, So we need to start winning some games, and I think that's hard.
I've got a poll for our chat. So basically, if you put in 1, 2, 3, or 4, option 1, you just need to type the word 1 in the chat, and it will go, and your vote will count. Is 10 plus wins, 8 to 9 wins is number 2, 6 to 7 wins is number 3. And 0 to 5 wins is 4. And we'll put the poll up in the corner and we'll have a look at it when people start to vote and look at what they think for there. So, Rod, if you're 9 wins, you should just put in 2, I believe. If you just press 2. No, you have to actually write the number 3. So rather than 3. So I'll go with that's my guess there. Let's see. So I'm the only one who's put a vote in so far. We'll leave that poll running and we'll come back to it and we'll show that poll in a bit. What are your thoughts? Oh my god.
Numbers
on purpose. Number. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard sometimes to corral people, but yeah, we'll do it. What we'll do is we'll pull the poll up and we'll have a look again in a minute when it comes through. We'll get into it then, mate. The biggest news of the week for us obviously dropped. What was it, Tuesday or was it Wednesday? Wednesday it dropped. Was it yesterday? We found out exactly it was the Colts, week 4, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Let's be real for a second. For a lot of us watching right now, especially here in the UK, it ain't just another game. This is the game. We wake up at crazy hours, Scouse, you, me, Burrows, Tony, all of the, Alids, all of the UK chat, all of the fan group over here. Rod, you're the same. Ian, you're absolutely the same. Everybody who listens throughout the world, and especially this side of the pond, it is tough, mate, to look at a Thursday night, 1:30 kickoff, whatever it is, get yourself up. Then you go to work in the morning. Then you're like, shit, that was a shit game. Yeah. Or you go, hey, you know what? We've had a great win. I'm so hyped. I can't go to sleep. So you get absolutely no sleep whatsoever. And now the Commanders are coming to town. Now, I've got to give him his props. Shout out to Burrows, mate. International Fan of the Year this year. And it is at his home stadium of Tottenham Hotspur. So fair play. If they were playing at Anfield, you'd be absolutely as hyped as they can. Mate, if they played at Brunton Park, I would be the same. But they're never going to play there because it's a shithole. But you know what it is? It's just me and my dad and a few sheep. But it is what it is. I mean, it's special. This is special, Scouse, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's special to see our team here, man.
Straight balls. Ian ain't waking up for shit. Yeah, we know Scouse is the real fan. Straight, man. Great.
Yeah, fair play.
Ian tries to stay up, but he falls asleep by like the first 5 minutes of the game. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
But no,
what happened there? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we just got smoked 40-0. Yeah, it's it's their own.
in all seriousness, though, what does it mean to you to be having the team coming across here? I know it's London. I know how we feel about London. Excuse me, Burrows. I know it's your people, but not everybody likes London, mate. To be fair, but as a northerner, I like my visits to London, but I also like leaving. You know what I mean?
Yes, my favourite part of the time. When I'm leaving, yeah.
But no, I'm not going to do it down, not in any way, shape, or form. This is going to be a fucking awesome weekend. It's going to be brilliant. You know what I mean?
It's going to be, it's cool, man. It's cool.
And we are going to take over. We are literally going to take over. The Burgundy Gold is going to be everywhere you look, and it's awesome. You know,
I mean,
it's awesome.
It was awesome in 2016 we played.
16, yeah, it was. Yeah.
So, and I was at that game. Obviously, we didn't know each other at that point, but I think me and my bro were there for that game.
I didn't get tickets.
Oh yeah, I mean it was difficult, man. I mean, we had good seats at the time. It was nice. The same ticket now is about like 8 times the price of what it was then. But
I'm sure.
I mean, I just still can't get over Jay Gruden icing his own kicker. I still can't get over it. You know what I mean? Like, this is how long ago it was.
Still get PTSD.
Yeah,
still get PTSD.
It's going to be 10 years since that game when we played next. That's the last time we played there, and then fucking Hopkins and our boy fucking was it Hopkins? I think it was Hopkins on it.
It was D Hop. Yeah, it was D Hop. Yeah,
Hopkins. Yeah, absolute losers. That's losing football. That's how you lose it. That's how you lose games. That's just like losing head coach qualities. That's just losing levels. You know what I mean? That's just poor. Because Kirk got us back in that game. It was obviously it was a shootout.
Yeah, he did.
It's I still can't get over it. I mean, finished high and
Overall, me and you, all the other boys in the chat, we all went to Madrid. We had a great time. You know what I mean? It was good. It was nice to be abroad and see the team this side. We're in Europe.
Fight.
Yeah, I know, man. It's like.
That's always a bonus. It's always a bonus. We'll take that every time. So being that it's only a few hours on a train from us, that's
or a 5 hour drive or whatever. Yeah, it's not too bad. What are your thoughts overall of having a team here? Do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be a success? Because obviously the UK isn't one of our markets. You know what I mean?
The UK isn't one of our markets, as you say. I think we've got like Dubai and
the UAE,
which is crazy. But I understand because
piss off, Burrows. 40 minutes. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, that's long it takes for him to get slapped.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So is it going to be a success? Of course, it's going to be a success. I mean, look at you don't know you weren't there in 2016, but I couldn't even get in I could hardly get into the bar where Snyder was pouring pints, even though it got awful.
Yeah, well, Burrow's got a pint, didn't he? So
queuing for hours and stuff, and there's a few guys in the chat and guys we know that actually were in there. But it was a fantastic experience, fantastic atmosphere. And the thing is, though, is that even though it's not one of our, as you mentioned, not one of our markets per se, we've got a lot of old Redskins fans. We've got, say in the 80s when they first started coming to the UK, we were one of the biggest teams. So when you're starting off a new team, when you got really no affiliation to anything, people want to get into a new sport, what do you normally do? You normally pick either your brother gets you into it or a family member, or if not, then you pick a team that's good, don't you? At that point, you don't go, I'm going to pick Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like, you just do that, do you? Do you know what I mean? It's like they're absolutely shy. So, and they've always been shy forever. So that's why you always pick a good team. And say in the 80s, that was like, let's say, one of our great eras, great decades. And say that got a lot of UK fans. Them and the Dolphins.
Absolutely. Dolphins, Commanders, 49ers, Raiders, Bears. That was pretty much what the UK was broken down to. Because in all honesty, that's all you had access.
Even Dallas weren't getting much then. You know what I mean? So,
no, but that's all you had access to, really. But it's like, you know what? Right, okay. I mean, who's going to London game? If you're in the chat and you're coming across, let us know. No matter where you're from in the world, if you're coming across, awesome. We'll see what's going on. Worst pint I've ever had. Chris Cooley peed on my trainers. Nice.
40 minutes, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, man, I'm absolutely looking forward to this. It's going to be an awesome weekend. I mean, I saw the Vikings last year. They looked like they took over for a bit as well, which was pretty cool to see. But the amount of work that's going into it behind the scenes, and yeah, shout out, Andy, you're doing a lot of work, mate. I appreciate what you're doing, and so will a lot of other people when we get to the other side of it. But yeah, it's going to be mad. It's going to be madness. How we get tickets, how it all works out, we will not know. We don't know. I mean, Burrows, you can testify to that. I've got the same. I've already got probably 40, 50 people saying, can I have tickets? I'll just put this out here now. I am not affiliated to the team. I have no responsibility or way of getting tickets. I'm in exactly the same as you. You know what I mean? I'm in the same boat as you guys. I think it'll be mid-June by the time tickets come out, so we should be okay. Announcement next week, right? Fair enough. That's fair enough. We'll have a look at that on what happens with the tickets coming forward. But it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a Ticketmaster job again. We know what Madrid was like. Bit of a nightmare. So best of luck to everyone who's trying to get there. But I'll put this out there now. I am a big deal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mate, your ego is writing checks that your body can't cash, mate. Come on, bud. I mean, seriously. Like, wow. I mean, stay humble, Burrows. Stay humble.
Walk through the door.
I was thinking the same thing. Do you know, like, Hey Arnold? I'm thinking like
Johnny Bravo hairstyle.
Just doing the Ticketmaster shambles again. Yeah, absolutely, Rod. You know what it's like last time. Please turn up. We'll allow you into the room an hour before, so everybody's there an hour before. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's like, we're getting an hour before. Then the hour goes by, and it's like, oh, boy. Bully. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, bullshit, bro. If you have, where is it? Show us it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Well, if you're Tottenham Hotspur season ticket holder, Commander season ticket holder, it says it all, doesn't it? Might be all right there. We might have to tap you up.
To be fair, though, I mean, next season when they go down, I mean, you better walk in on the day. There's just cash on the door. You know what I mean?
Cash on the door. It's not Hornchurch FC, mate. You've just got promoted to the national. Mate, honestly,
when they go down, that's how it's going to be. There's going to be no fans. There's a walk in.
No joke, right? Genuinely, this is not a joke. If anyone doesn't know, obviously, I follow a National League team at the moment. We've just stayed in the National League, and Hornchurch have just been promoted from the National League South. And when I looked at their ground, there is an athletics track around it, and it genuinely has a high jump area with a mat at the bottom of it while they're playing football. I was like, where are we going to the local sports centre? Oh my God. Like,
is that because is that so where they practice their diving? Is that how it works?
It must be. Porter cabin changing rooms, love it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Old school pay on the gate. Yeah, exactly. Why not? Love it. Oh, but there you go. It is what it is. I've played at Hornchurch. It's something else. Oh, right. Nice. We'll have to talk to you about that because I know you, well, obviously, when you were playing for Dunstable and stuff, we'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, Hornchurch beat Torquay. So, yeah, be interesting to see. Anyway, that's enough about
different
that
sport.
that kind of football. A little bit on rookie mini camp. Scouse will go through it just slightly. A little bit of rookie mini camp. Standout players. Obviously, we've seen Sonny Styles in his in his shorts and t-shirt. And helmets, and that's about it. Antonio Williams looks really good. Apparently, he's looking fresh. He's looking very, very good.
Oh, don't know if Scotty boys.
I don't know why it muted there. I hope it didn't mute, but
What are you saying?
My mic was It said my mic was unplugged. I'm saying Antonio Williams looked good. We'll get into some of the rookies. I mean, it's rookie mini camp. It's not much that you can shake home about and have a look at. It's kind of like almost the first day of school, isn't it? Orienteering. Here's the gym. Here's the training room. Here's where you have the cafeteria. Here's where you have a piss. Here's like. Here's where you
your dances when you score a touchdown.
Here's the ice bath where you scare Jesse Martin when you get out of it. Shout out to those who know when he saw Bigfoot. Turmeric Hemingway, your parents must be proud. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Diggs, it's happening. Apparently, breaking news. I'm gonna have to check that while we're on here. If it is Diggs, that's that's really interesting. Okay, but while we're doing that, have you got any thoughts on? In the queue, yeah. Have you got any thoughts on rookie minicamp? Or are you not that bothered about it at all?
No, I mean it's nice to see guys playing, looking good. But again, as I say, it's rookie against rookie, isn't it? So it's not really. It's not
Commanders agree to terms with Stephon Diggs on a 1-year, $26 million deal. I don't think that's real.
What's that sauce?
Yeah, tomato ketchup by the looks of it, mate. Yeah, that's the sauce. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. No. Speaking of that, though, we'll maybe get into it, and we'll have a look at the some of the questions that we got through. I will have to find Rod's question because Rod's been making this for about a week, so I'm going to get into that. On that, he said. Morning, Scott. So as an addition to the question for the pod I put up last week, one of the main characteristics is to look for a player when they're recruiting a player is the love for football. And all the posts on Ayuk has been that would indicate he's out of love with the game. Whereas Diggs is the polar opposite for me. I would be leaning towards Diggs at this moment. What do you guys think of this train of thought? And he also said, if I go back to his question before, he said the offense will likely increase the amount of run plays we're giving with wide receiver core. We have included White and Chig. Wouldn't the addition of Ayuk or another wide receiver be classed as a nice to have or a need to have, depending on the scheme? We might not see another wide receiver as a priority. So first off, does this wide receiver room need a reboot? For me, I think it does. It needs a number 2. We've all known that for a long time. I think with Antonio Williams, he can be a serviceable 3 to push it up to a 2. And then we've got good number 3s kind of in the backup of this room. In Brown, in McCaffrey, in Jalen Lane, et cetera, as we go down the depth chart. I think they're all okay. I think when we get into the Chris Moores of the world and the River Craycrafts, mate, you are struggling. So I'll give you that one, Scouse. Ayuk or Diggs? What are you? Where are you going? Or both? We've got the money to do both. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, I'm still an Ayuk fan, so I'll be all over it. I mean, it's one of them, isn't it? Sometimes, as Rod mentioned, if he has lost his love for the game, maybe coming here, working with his best friend would actually bring it back for him, or bring the love back to the love for the game back in his mentality. Or maybe it won't. But the thing is, I mean, I think you got to kick the tires on it. I really do. He's not old. He's not old. He's in his prime years. So where Diggs is, he is 30 plus. He's getting on a bit. As Diggs has had many knee injuries as well. Many. I think he had 2. I think he's had 2 ACLs in his career. So it's kind of would he be serviceable? Sure. No, he's still got the reputation. Diggs, solid receiver, but he's not the Minnesota Diggs. You know what I mean? Like when he was prime. So whereas at least with Ayuk, I think you've still got the upside. Whereas you don't have the upside with Diggs. You know what he is now. You know what he's going to be, and he'll be solid. He'll be solid number 2 for you. If you just have to solid, then with a high ceiling or a high floor, whatever you want to call it. Then go for Diggs. But 26 mil, I think that's a bit high. If that's a dodgy site.
That's a
high for me for 1 year on a 31-year-old. But I'd rather go down the Ayuk route personally because I just think he's got higher upside.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I've put it in the chat again. There's a poll here. So number 1 for Stephon Diggs or number 2 for Ayuk. Looking at this, I don't mind them both. I think them both would make a massive difference. With Diggs, he was over 1,000 yards last season. He was number 1. He's the number last season with the Patriots.
Oh, Diggs, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, with Diggs. Sorry, not Ayuk. So with the Patriots, he was over 1,000 yards. For me, I look at him and think he's probably the better fit right now, not because he's ascending or he's getting older. I look at Ayuk and I just wonder, like Rod said, are you in it all the way? Is it something that you're just going to come in and be a head case like we've seen his off-season rants, like what he's been doing for the last 18 months? And you just don't know when it comes to knee injuries and other things, how fast and how well they're going to look when they come back. Dude, if he can serviceably give you 800 yards, Brandon Ayuk, I'm more than happy with that. Same with Diggs, though. Diggs is from the DMV. We know that. So it's home for him as well, which is a good thing. Why don't you just roll the dice on both of these? Brandon Ayuk's going to cost you, what, 10? Diggs is probably going to be 10 to 12, 15. It's not as if we can't afford it. We've got 50 million sat in the bank for no reason. You probably need, like we said, 10 mil to carry over, maybe 15 mil to carry over. So it's not as if we don't have the money to spend. And the wide receiver room is one of them rooms where I think, yeah, we could probably do that. At the moment, obviously, looking at that poll, Diggs is winning the vote at the moment on 100%.
There's only one person who's voted so far, so.
but there's only, and I know that. But
yeah, I mean, as I say, would I be unhappy with any of them? No, I think both of them would be definitely serviceable. As I say, you just don't know what's going on in Ayuk's head. But I like to think that AP has done all the checks and spoke to him many times, and hopefully done the background check, and that this guy is actually still in it now mentally. And if he hasn't, he's not done his due diligence. Which AP always seems to come across like he does his due diligence on players. He's always, if he's got questions, you just ring the guy up. Do you know what I mean? Ask him. Like, that's just what he's like. You can see when he's had so many guys coming through, multiple interviews and stuff like that for the pre-draft process. He wants to know more about you. He wants to know about you. So he's not going to, I'll take Jaden's word for it. He's going to obviously look at it himself in detail. So I said, we'll see what he comes with. But I think for me, the plan would be to get Ayuk, wait for the guy to kind of get cut. However, if it's taken longer and longer and you're thinking it's going to be the last day of the season, before the season where the bonus kicks in and all those things which that will force San Francisco to cut him if nobody trades, then that's obviously further down the line. So you might want to receive one earlier. And Diggs is available now. So you could go down the route of getting Diggs now, get him settled into the team, as in the system, before Ayuk even comes. And then you can bring Ayuk on a little bit more slowly for this season coming up. So
agreed. I agree with what Rod's saying here in the chat. He said whoever is needed, be ready. He needs to be ready for week 1. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with you.
I mean, the thing is with Ayuk is don't forget. Yeah, he's had a knee injury, but he's been out for like 18 months.
Nearly 2 years. Yeah,
It wasn't because of the knee injury that he was out for 18 months, 2 years. He was out for 12 months with his knee. Last year he's been available. Just the 49ers haven't been playing him. So the Niners are making all sort of shit up about him. Even the tight end for them, the Niners, what's his name? Kittle.
George Kittle, yeah. We saw that.
Saying that he was there in the training room working out, showing that he was available. And he still didn't select him. It's not all on Ayuk, this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sure, of course, he's probably done some crazy stuff. But the Niners are at fault. They are at fault as well. So
it's weird, though, isn't it? I mean, they've both got absolute issues, you know what I mean, off the field, both of them. Cardi B brings her shit with Diggs, and that's hard. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going off the field. There's a lot of stuff going off the field with Brandon Ayuk as well, and I don't condone either of it. Let's be fair, mate. If there's a diva position at all, it's wide receiver. We know that. We know that's how it works.
And we haven't got any diva receivers, so that's interesting.
No, we haven't. And it's just
Terry, as a one, it's not a diva.
He had a wobble when he wanted his money, but I can get that. I understand that. You know what I mean?
I'll play the game. Pay the man his money. when it comes to your cash.
I just literally put in when I was Google searching before, and Burrow said, "Oh yeah, we've signed Diggs." I was like, "I'm gonna look at this," and I put it in the chat, and the first thing that popped up was something about him having a massive argument in Maryland with former Patriots star Stephon Diggs has a massive baby, and his baby mama Cardi B got into a massive fight outside a coffee shop in Maryland. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? It's not a good look, is it? Let's be honest, it isn't. But you've got to do something
else. Like, why can't you like just okay? If you don't argue with each other, fine. But just take it home and then have it out there. Outside so people can watch it,
and film it and whatever else, which they have done. You can see it all. It's like shit. But at the same time, I spoke to I was on when we were on the bunker with Mitch the other day, talking to him, and he said, look, he's heard it firsthand from the local journalists who are beat reporters up in New England, saying that in actual fact, he's a really good locker room guy. He's a leader in that room. He was teaching younger wide receivers, look, this is the routes that you need to do. Spending time after practice with them. Rookies coming through. Booty, is it Keyshawn Booty? Is that his name at the Patriots? Yeah. Spent loads of time with him. You know what I mean? To say, look at the season he had. And it's like, yeah. What was Mitch like before or after the pod on Burrows the other day? What was Mitch like before or after the pod on Burrows the other day?
Yeah, so when you're
in respect of, he was cool. He was cool. I explained to Mitch, I said, look, I'm sorry for blanking you when you put your hand out to shake my hand last year. He stood literally right next to me having a conversation. He put his hand out to say, nice to meet you. And I just totally fucking blanked him. I didn't even know he was doing it. And then everyone went, you left him hanging. And I was like, oh, shit. Sorry, mate. So, and he was like, and Mitch just went, don't worry about that, dude. I'm not bothered at all. And I was like, right, cool. But yeah, he was a good lad.
It's a bit like the same with that guy with the stick. Get out my way. Didn't come 3,000 miles to see the back of your head, son. Scotty gone, or was it me?
Oh my God.
There you go, mate. You're back. You got no face though, but you're back.
Am I back on? Yeah, nice.
I can hear you. USB, can't see your ugly mug.
Oh, that's interesting. My USB lost its device, and now I'm on my old school. So apologies for this. Yeah, Scotty froze. It's me. Great, happy days, all good. But yeah, man, it's one of them, isn't it? It's like what is actually going on. Mitch is great. He's a good guy. I've listened to their show for donkey's years. Him and JP's. The times when Tandler was on the show. You know what I mean? And it was like, this is great. And Pete Haley was on as a young kid. So I've listened to that for a while. So it's like, all right, this is pretty cool. But yeah, man, that's about it. We'll go through the other fan questions that we've got in. So apologies for my ugly mug that's quite close to you on this screen. It looks like my USB port has died, so that's not very good.
Just like
Tim Tanner says. Yeah, exactly. Tim Tanner says, a little math show here. We have 7 linebackers on the roster at this point: Ballore, Chanel, Cahill, Luvu, McGee, Medrano, and Styles. If all stay healthy, do we keep 5, 6, or 7? And which are the most likely to get cut or sent to the practice squad?
I think we go 5 linebackers.
I think we go 5 too. I think we go 5 too, especially because of the amount of defensive linemen, outside linebackers, whatever you want to call them. If you're not saying the edges, there's quite a lot of room in what would be a front 7. So
I'd say it's very fluid. This defense is going to look very fluid. So
agreed.
Looking, what the hell are you doing there? And then he loads of disguise. It's going to be quite cool to watch actually. I think it'd be 5, and I think the 2 guys that we're going to miss out is probably your boy Medrano and probably KO as well. But again, they'll probably go to the practice squad more than anything else. But I think them 2 guys. What do you think, Scott?
If my camera's gone, I apologize. I agree with you. KO or KO, as we call it.
Yeah.
He will be most likely gone. Madrid he could get up.
I mean, Madrano might get some minutes, but I think he'll start on the practice squad.
I think practice squad's probably the way that it's going to be. So yeah, not ideal. I have lost my camera here, mate. So I apologise where we're going. It zoomed in on me. Yeah, sorry about that warning. Scott G says warning. It's zoomed in on Scott. Yeah. You don't want to see that, mate. That's definitely not what you want to see. So, Scouse, you're riding solo on the pod here with your
ugly face, boys.
You're all good. But yeah, I think that Cahill and Madrano make the practice squad. Madrano is not a lock really for this. I think Balor, I don't even know if he makes special teams or if he's
awesome at special teams.
He stays. I know that, but do you just keep him initially and say, "Hey, you're 35. It doesn't matter. You're staying as the absolute special teamer"? Because when I look at this team, I think there's too many that we can say special teams.
No, I mean,
I know special teams makes a difference. I get it, but Tyler Owens, Jeremy Reeves, Balor, that's 3 special teamers straight away. And normally you don't keep that many. Percy Butler, yeah, exactly. You don't normally keep that many special teamers. So it's like...
Yeah, but I mean, some of those guys have actually played first team as well. So it isn't just like, Reeves stepped up for us last season. I mean, I like Reeves. I don't think he should be a starter by any means, but I think he did great for us last season. He laid the wood, and that's all you can ask for from your DBs, in my book. A lot of the guys do tend to, unfortunately, get scared of contact when you're a DB, especially the corners. So I'm not worried about having four. You mentioned 4 guys there. I'm not too bothered really. I mean, I'm happy to keep 4. I'm happy to keep all 4 of them. To be fair, I mean, Butler. I mean, out of all of them, I think Butler would be the guy that I wouldn't keep if I had to drop one of them. But to be fair, I'll try and find a way of keeping all of them on the 53.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I try and keep them all on as well. I think that's probably about right. I think that's where we can go to. But it's difficult, mate, on that one. On what we do at linebacker, because
I think it's quite straightforward. I think it's going to be those 2 guys who are going to be missing out. So, as in, barring any injuries, those guys really shouldn't be in the first team anyway. If we're thinking that we're actually going to be a solid defense.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean.
Of course, I want to see Madrano. I want to see what he's about. We didn't see anything of him last season, so
that's true.
I want to see if he's got it. At this level, I want him to succeed. I want all our guys to succeed. I want us to be the best all-round team. I want us to be like what Philly were a couple of years ago. Every depth, high quality throughout every position. That's the goal, and I want to see Madrano do well. But again, I just don't think he's just going to get enough minutes, especially that we've got 2 absolute studs, and he could even I wouldn't say Luby's a stud. I say he's good, but 2 studs, Styles and Chanel, man, are just absolute studs. So. Yeah, man, it's going to be exciting to see them, actually. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I think so, too. Final question was not really a question, but it was Scott G basically saying, I don't want to hear Scouse Andy and Scott referring to how they have a good record when in attendance at home if they're cherry-picking the opponents this year. Lol.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it isn't about cherry-picking the opponents. I think this year it's just about finances. I said because we do have a game in London as well, which London's not a cheap place to go. I know it's obviously local than a flight to DC, but it's not. The trains over here are ridiculous price wise, and also, staying over in London, etc. So it's pretty brutal, and it's within 2 weeks of each other, isn't it? Actually, no, it is week 3 and 4.
It's 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks on the trot, so it's week 4, week 5, and week 6.
So what's in week? Well, why? What use week 6?
The Jags again.
Are we
against
we're
the
not playing the Jags, are we? Are we playing Jags?
No. We've got the Jags, but what I'm saying to you is week 4 in London
Yeah,
is
we're
us
playing
against the
London.
Colts. Yeah, Colts.
Yeah.
Then week 5 is is Jacksonville against whoever they're playing.
No,
Philly.
I mean for our team. For us to go, because obviously we'd be go if we went to the first home game of the season. That's week 3.
Which is week 3. Yeah, week 3.
So we play Seattle, and then we obviously probably get beat, and then if we travel to that and then come back, and then the following week we're going to London. That was pretty brutal, as in financially.
I don't think financially we're going to do that. I think Burrows was saying there that he's talking about week 5 going.
You're right, Scott. You're right. But the thing is, mate, it's like if you haven't got the actual dollar, if you haven't got it in your account to do it.
You say this, Scott G. I mean, I understand that like Minnesota, I don't know what the ticket prices are there or how far that is for you to get there.
Probably $10 to get in.
No, I honestly don't know. But like, let's be honest. If you're coming to London, and you're going to go, right, okay, I need to stay in a nicer area. They're all touristy spots. I'm going to stay in a decent enough hotel. I'm at least going to be here from probably, I would say, the Thursday through till Monday, if not at the latest Friday. It's kind of where you want to be in the town. Then you're going out, you're eating out, you're doing bits and pieces. There's £1,000, irrespective of whatever you're going to do. Even probably £1,000 for your hotel and your ticket alone. Then you've got to travel to get there. Now, what we were saying before is it's a small island in the UK. I get that. Do you know what I mean? But I am an hour and 20 minutes from Scotland. Scouse, me and you live 2.5 hours apart. And that's and the roads are not are not amazing. But yes, they're wide, but everything's 50 miles an hour, so you can't go over that. Pretty much everywhere you go, and then you get to London, it's like, right, that's a 5-hour drive done. Where am I parking my car? What am I doing? It's just cost. To be honest with you, it's actually cheaper for us to go to the US, to go to a home game, stay there for the time that we're there, and go and watch it, and go and watch a game over there. Mate, my ticket for Madrid last year was £260, so $300 odd dollars for a one-off game. Now, granted, I'm gonna pay that. But as you said, Scouse, if you haven't got the corn and you haven't got the money to actually do it, then that's fair enough. You're not gonna physically get there and do that. And it's not about your fandom. I didn't know how to get tickets last time. I had no access to even do that or to wonder how to do it. And then I was working in the end anyway against the Bengals. Of course, I want to see them at home. Of course, I'm going to get a ticket. Of course, I'm going to go down there. But you're right, financially, going week 1 or home opener, then followed by London, that's a serious expense. My wife's a Jags fan. She's going to want to go to the Tottenham game the following week because she did Wembley last year. 3 games in a row. Do you see what I mean? It's like, well, hold on a minute. This is painful. And then I'm looking at her saying, well, do you want to go to the Wembley game? And she's like, no, I don't want to go to Wembley again. I'm like, okay, fine. But then now it's possibly the Texans at Wembley. She's like, yeah. And do I really want to go around with the Philly fans? Not really. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to do then? So we'll wait and see what happens with that. But it's tough, man. It is expensive. And it's expensive to obviously travel out there. I mean, the fuel cost for jet fuel has gone through the roof, which we understand why. It's not a political podcast, but we know what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz, with everywhere else where jet fuel's coming from. The prices have skyrocketed. I had a look today to look for week 1, what would be week 1 in October. I was like, let's have a quick look at how much a flight is there. And I think the cheapest we got from London to DC was like 550 quid. Then you add on all your seats and your baggage and everything else, you're talking £750. So what's that? About $900 ish. 900, 1,000, something like that. Fandom isn't cheap, Scott. You're absolutely right, mate. But when you buy a season ticket for the Commanders, and we give it away, or we don't sell the ticket, we do give it to people who need. Yam is testament to that, who sits in our chat. He's been in our seat. He's actually sat in my seat. I've never sat in it. You know what I mean? You look at that and you say there's 15 of us probably coming over who want a group ticket together, and it ain't cheap. But that's right, fandom isn't cheap. It's great, but again, it's like what
that's what separates the men from the boys, doesn't it? Really?
Of course it does. Of course it does.
I understand.
You can be a fan and be a fan from your couch. That's absolutely fine. And I'm not getting at anybody for that at all. I think it's a great thing to do, but you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference over here. If you do come over, anyone does come over to the UK, enjoy yourself. But what I will say to you is, please take the time to come over to the UK. When I say the UK, the UK is not London, right? Neither me or Scouse or Ian or Rod or Aled, who's in this chat, or anybody who is in this chat from the UK, I don't think any of us come from London. The only one is Burrows at the moment, who's in this. And he's outside London. But yeah, he grew up and he was born in London. I get that. But at the same time, it's like there's other areas of the UK to see. So I'm just giving Scouse shit when he harasses me for not going to Washington. I get that, Scott. You know what I mean? You got an electric bill to pay, and it's 270 miles to your nearest neighbour, mate.
So. He just got his nearest windmill. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The windmill over there, man.
But it's crazy. Just come and see the rest of the UK. You know, Wales has got beautiful mountains in it. The Lake District's amazing, which is just on my doorstep. Cheshire's a beautiful place to go and see. Do you know what I mean? And Liverpool with the Beatles, and Manchester with its, you know, it's music from like the Happy Mondays and things like that. Scotland, do you know what I mean? Edinburgh's beautiful as a city. Glasgow, it's not so much.
When you go to Scotland, you probably choose Edinburgh over Glasgow, being honest.
Then you go a bit further up, and you've got like the Granite City of Aberdeen. You've got the Highlands. It's just amazing.
Inverness is beautiful, by the way.
Inversnacky, yeah, it's really nice. You know what I mean? There's some really beautiful places. The coasts, you know what I mean? Northumberland's beautiful. Get into Northumberland. You know, the biggest man-made reservoir and forest in the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You know, it's on our doorstep. That's one thing we have got, Scouse. We have got very good beaches and we've got very good lakes.
I wouldn't say very good beaches. We have got beaches, but
no, we've got beautiful beaches, mate. Depending on where you go.
Nice. Down in South Wales.
Yeah. I mean, if you go up to I'm talking Exmouth, you know, Dartmoor, Newquay, amazing, all them sort of places. Get down to Cornwall, go and have a look down there, and then you've also got the other bits that are near London, aren't too far. Windsor, great night, great day out. You know what I mean? Go and explore. All I'm saying is go and explore the UK. Don't just stay in London and think, wow, what a beautiful place. This is amazing. There's the Houses of Parliament. There's Big Ben. Yeah, it can get a bit good golf courses as well. Whiskey distilleries. There you go. You shout for Scotland, Rod. You do it, mate. You know what I mean? Haggis is actually all right. Genuinely. You know what I mean? You'll pass on that. Yeah. Puts hairs on your chest, mate. Iron brew and Buckfast is the way to go. Anyway.
Iron brew, mate. The original was
It was. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, mate. Just enjoy it if you come across, honestly. But you're right, it is expensive. It's expensive to.
Yeah, I mean, I say it's like, you know, it might be a case of one or the other this year for me, you know. So it's, you know, it's just. So
someone, I mean, we keep while we're online. The schedule's pretty much being leaked. So whether this is true or not, I don't know, but I'll go with it, and it's from a very reputable source. So it looks like it's Eagles week 1 4:25, Cowboys 4:25 away week 2, Seahawks 1 p.m. home week 3, Colts London week 4, week 5 New York Giants 1 p.m. Week 6 49ers Monday night.
Home or away, Giants?
That's at home.
At home. Okay.
At week 5, yeah. Week 6 at the 49ers Monday Night Football. 7 is a bye week. 8 versus the Eagles Sunday Night Football. At home to the Rams week 9 1 p.m. 10 at the Giants Thursday Night Football. Week 11 Bengals Monday Night Football. Week 12 at the Cardinals 1 p.m. 13 at the Titans 1 p.m. Week 14 versus the Texans 1 p.m. Week 15 versus the Falcons 1 p.m. Week 16 at the Vikings 1 p.m. Week 17 at the Jags 1 p.m. And then week 18 is at home to the Cowboys, and the time is to be decided. And Scott is sponsored by the UK Tourist Board. Absolutely. If you want to get in touch with me, the Natural Trust, you know what I mean? I'm here. We'll take any sponsorship. Absolutely fine, because you need to pay my jet fuel to get across to DC. So, yeah, man.
That's true.
But no, it genuinely, Ian, there's some lovely places in the UK. And I mean that. Hadrian's Wall. I mean, come on now. You know what I mean? If you want to see actual history, this is the place to be. I blew Jesse's mind when he was in you were there. I was like a fucking tour guide going around.
You were, to be fair. Like, that was a bit crazy, to be honest. Considering that you say you don't go to London that often, really, like proper London, like in centre.
Yeah, but I know it. Do you know what I mean?
Not at all.
It's just it's because you pick that stuff up. But even like going to see things like the Tower of London, get in there. Don't just go, I'm going to sit in a bar and I'm going to have a wander around. And if you are staying at,
most Americans do, though. I think
I know they do. They
not go far, as in like, you know, Scotland and whatever, but they'll definitely travel around London to see all the sites.
Oh, 100%. But also at the same time, if you are here, and you're here for a bit longer, and you've got time, like say you fly in on the Tuesday or whatever, or the Wednesday, just get on the Channel Tunnel. It's an hour and a half to Paris. Happy days. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not far. You know what I mean? Go and have a look at the rest of Europe if you've got the time. But yeah, but obviously, sponsored by UK Tourist Board. That's us now. That's it. It'll be in here next time. It'll be in here next week. And
as well.
Oh man, I can only apologise about what's happened here with my my USB here. I don't know what's gone on. It's just died. First it was the internet, and I haven't paid the bill, and now it's like it's this, and I did pay the bill. It's just rubbish.
So you're saving up, mate. You're saving up to get to this week's
that's all it is. Saving up to get to the week's game. But yeah, that just about does us, my Scouse and all the chat. So we're big. Go on, mate. Yeah. How many games in London? That's kind of what got me questioned there, Big Brock. Thanks for putting this in. Was how many games in London are we actually going to do? So I'll probably do 2.
Yeah.
Because obviously wife's a Jags fan. But what I might try and broach to, if that is the schedule, we have week 17 away at the Jags. Hey, fancy a trip to Jacksonville?
I've been to Jacksonville before, not to watch a game.
Yeah, I know you have. Yeah, to work.
Well, besides that, I mean, I actually went to watch it was Scotland against the US in a friendly.
What football?
Yeah, in 2011 maybe. Scotland got battered 5-0. Well, my mate Fraser, who lives in Gainesville. Well, he did live in Gainesville. Now he lives in Tampa, but he was living in Gainesville, and he obviously being Scottish, he wanted to watch the Scottish international team play against the US team, and the US team just murdered them. It wasn't even like, you can tell like the Scotland players were just there for like the beer, you know, they were awful. So, but yeah, that was interesting. He was fuming, but that was a Jacksonville stadium. So,
all right, nice.
I've actually been to it before. Yeah, I mean the surroundings aren't the best. That's all I'd say on that.
Fair.
A bit rough. But yeah, it's all right.
All right, the big takeaways then for tonight is the season's going to come down to how this... Jags are playing in Orlando. They are, yeah. I don't know exactly where they're playing. We'll work. It's just because they're having some... renovations to the stadium to Everbank.
So in Orlando, I mean, I've actually been to a soccer game there as well. Actually, I watched the Orlando. They were an MLS team then. They were
Pirates, is it?
No, that's a South African team.
Okay,
Orlando Pirates. I think I could be wrong, but basically, I can't remember what they were called. You know, to be fair. I think it was called Orlando FC at that time, but they might have changed the name since. But yeah, it's I watched them play, and it was 0-0. Boring ass game that was. Met some interesting people. I met their ultras. Me and my mate Fraser, we hung out with their ultras, so that was interesting.
So Rod's saying apparently they're playing at the Gators as well.
Oh, nice! They're playing the Gators. Yeah, again in that stadium as well.
You work there, dude.
So yeah, I mean that's awesome. That's a 90,000 stadium. That, I mean, that's bang on, and I love that town as well. Real cool town.
Cool. Well, that just about does us. Chat, you've been absolutely class tonight. We appreciate every single one of you stopping by. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry that you can't have my ugly mug in high definition, and now you've got this crap integrated camera. Scouse, mate, thank you as always for being with me. We apologise for last week being off, but lots to talk about next week on next week's show as well. We'll bring it back. It'll be all about the schedule. We'll talk to you about plans about what's going on with London, other bits and pieces that are going on in the background. We'll get through it all. Merch drop as well coming, pretty soon. So look out for that. I don't know if any of you had noticed, but the thumbnails have slightly changed, and we have a newer logo that we've kind of incorporated. I think Rod, you picked me up on that and said, I quite like that. So yeah, if you want to look at that, by all means, go and do all the good things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hype it up, do all that good stuff. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. We need to get there. You know what I mean? Tell your nan, tell your gran, tell everybody. The UK's home for Commanders football. That's us. We'll always be here talking every Thursday. So, yeah, thank you again, everybody, for joining us. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.